I love it. I may not even really need this microphone, to be honest. I feel like
I don't think we can.
yeah. Cool. Well, I dig it. So grateful for y'all to be here. I'm grateful to be here with you all as well. You can pull in some chairs, let the circle be unbroken. And we are gonna be moving around, just so you know. This is gonna be an active participatory session. But I'll share just a little bit before we ease on into it. So I think most of you already know since I've been sharing so much throughout our time together, but my name is Joe Davis. The kids call me Joe Diggity Davis, but you can call me Joe or Joe Diggity. Joe Davis, but I do music, poetry, theater, but poetry has been my first love. And so just real briefly how I got into it, so many people are like, how did you get into poetry? How's that? You're like your main thing, you're a full-time poet? Like, how did that even start? And so, when I was a kid, I used to write all the time. Like, I had a lot of imagination. I had all this energy. You see those kids like running around in the grocery store, like, how's that kid have that much energy? Like, that was me. I had all this energy, and I needed a place to put it, right? And so my parents and my big sister, when she was babysitting me, she found all these outlets for me to release my energy through, just playing make-believe, and telling stories, and coming up with songs, and writing poems. And I would write these poems to the cutest girl on the playground, right? My little schoolyard crush, and my friends would be like, "Ooh, you gonna get cooties?" I said, "So what? I want to get cooties." I would write these little love letters. I'd get a little kiss me on the swing set, and that's what got me into poetry. But then, I got really, really sick. I was in elementary school. I got so sick that I actually passed out on the bathroom floor. I was rushed to the emergency room. I was hospitalized. For several years, I was in and out of the hospital. Doctors couldn't figure out what was going on. I went from hospital to hospital. If anybody knows about the Twin Cities area, I went to Mayo Clinic, which is that's an expert clinic where they send people where they don't really know what to do. And so I was there. And when I was in the hospital bed, I just reached for the nearest thing that I had, and that was a pen and a pad. I could just write. I could pour out my heart and my soul into my notebook. It was hard to talk to my parents or my teachers or my friends, but I could pour everything I had into writing a poem or writing a story or writing a song. I didn't realize it at the time, but I was actually undergoing a process of metabolizing my trauma. I didn't know this until later on. I've been studying the work of a guy named Viktor Frankl, who he survived Nazi internment camps. He's a Jewish psychotherapist. And so he coined what's called logotherapy. So logotherapy is using writing to find meaning and to process and metabolize trauma. And that's what he did, surviving Nazi internment camps. And so that's something that I didn't even realize. I didn't have the language or the concept of anything like that when I was a kid. But I was using poetry in a way that was an emotional outlet, in a way that was therapeutic and healing for me. And at first it was just for me. It was this kind of this inner journey that I took for myself that was able to tap into that creative potential, that healing potential. And I went out back into the community and I had mentors and teachers who were like, "You're a good writer, you should share this with the rest of the class." What do you think I said when they asked me to share with the class? I was like, "No, I'm not gonna share my innermost vulnerable feelings in front of other people." And then come to find out that speaking in front of people, that's the highest spirit we have, even above death. There's research, they've done surveys out there, and they've concluded that we are afraid to share our stories and to talk in front of people. Come into the circle. Yeah. So I was afraid. To share my story, but I'll never forget the first time that I actually shared, because I had teachers that didn't give up on me. I always said, we have people who believe in you more than you believe in yourself. They don't give up on you. They keep pushing you. And so they saw something there, and they continued to push me. And eventually, I slowly came out of my shell. I'll never forget the first time that I shared part of my story in front of a group of people my age. I was super nervous because I didn't know if they're going to make fun of me, if they're going to judge me, if I was going to be humiliated in front of everybody. But I was surprised because nobody threw a shoe at my head. Nobody was roasting me or anything. It was all love. I felt love in the room because there were other people my age who said, "You know what? I've had a similar experience. I never knew that about you before." Or they would say, that inspired me, that encouraged me. And I was surprised because I used to think I was the only one who felt the way that I felt, or the only one who thought the way that I thought. But the more that I shared my story, the more I realized that I wasn't alone. So I say that art helps us feel less alone and more alive. And that's what it did for me. And so I kept writing, kept sharing my story. I wanted to connect with other people. Now I soon realized that I was like, this is what I was on the planet to do. This is what I want to do. I didn't know I was going to become a published author, become an artist, performer, but I knew I was going to connect with other human beings on this healing journey. Right? We're sharing our ways of healing, sharing our ways of struggling, sharing our ways of overcoming and triumphing. That's what I was able to facilitate the space to do. And so I say, I don't write for a living, I write for my life. Right? This is what I create the space for. So I want to invite you all into that journey as well. Maybe some of you already identify as writers or poets or creators. Maybe some of you are like, it makes me feel a little nervous even thinking about it. And we have a lot of wounding around that, right? I think as kids, when you look at little kids, they're so playful and so joyful and creative. They like to finger paint. They just start dancing and singing out of nowhere, right? They hear a song, they just start to move, right? Dance is the first language. Art and creativity are some of our first languages. But then somewhere along the lines, a wound occurs where we don't think we're good enough. Or we're not like the person we see on the screen, on the stage. We're not as good as them. Or someone says, oh, you're not an artist, you're not creative. So many different things happen throughout our lives that cause us to retreat, to not be creative again. And so I want to invite you all to reclaim that childhood sense of wonder and play. That's what we're going to do today. Are y'all cool playing with me? Yeah. Come play together? All right, let's get it. I want to at least try to get like 2 or 3 practices in the time that we have together. So I go across the country and I teach artistic practices for the sake of mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. And it's best practice in community. That's how we build culture. That's how we build movements, when we do a few things together. And so we're going to do a couple practices. First, I want to get us to move around a little bit. We got to move around and shake the energy in your body. We're actually going to walk around here in a minute. Get some creative energy, whatever feels good for you. I want you to just get active in your body. Stretch a little bit. Maybe you got some tightness. I know for me personally, I carry around a lot of tightness in my neck and in my jaw. And so I gotta move that around. I gotta move around my shoulders and my neck. Try to stretch your limbs. Stretch as far as you can and don't judge yourself. This is a space where we're not gonna hold a lot of judgment, because maybe you can't stretch as far as you used to be able to stretch, that's okay. Be grateful for how your body can move. Let this be a moment of practicing gratitude for your body, for yourself, for your abilities, right? And now I want to invite you, just for the next couple of minutes, we're going to walk around the room, but as you walk around, I want you to do it silently. And the goal here is to try to greet as many people as you can with your eyes. And just give them a kind, loving greeting of warmth with your eyes. And let's just walk around. Just walk around. It's okay to greet the same person more than once. And now I want to invite you to put a little pep in your step. Like, move around the room, like you got someplace to go. How would you walk? You know you really got someplace to go. You're moving with confidence and authority. You're excited to go where you're going. You're like, hey, what's that look like in your body? And I want to draw your attention to how you're moving. Pay attention to how you're moving, how you're feeling in your body as you're moving. You're really going somewhere with purpose, with intention. You got a little dance to it, too, a little groove, a little swag, a little pep in your step. Yeah. All right. Think to yourself, ask yourself this question. How does this feel? You don't have to answer it out loud, but ask yourself, how does this feel? How does this feel to move like this? Yeah. And confidence and joy. Yeah. Now we're about a different energy into the space. Now we start to slow down a little bit. As we slow into the step, there's a little bit of heaviness that's coming over us now. What is this heaviness? I want you to think about a time you felt stuck. You felt slowed down. You feel like something was pulling you in ways you didn't want to be pulled. But still try to move through the space with that feeling in your body and ask yourself, What's going on? How do I feel? Where do I feel it? Think about what's moving through you right now. Maybe there's a particular experience that comes to mind of feeling stagnant, feeling stuck, feeling heavy. I invite you to look around and see how others are moving, how others are holding their bodies. I want to bring us back to a remembrance, back to a truth that we sometimes forget. Sometimes it's lost, sometimes it's stolen. But it's this truth that we are good and worthy of love. This truth that we are always connected to an infinite, divine, benevolent, loving source within us and around us. And with that truth, I want that to activate us, to recall the time when you felt empowered, when you felt like you were given a gift that made you feel alive. And I want you to hold that in your body. Hold an aliveness, a renewal in your body. Remind yourself of a time when you were enlivened, when you were sparked. When someone gave something to you, you were ignited from the inside out. You're like, wow, I feel really, really, really alive. Well, what did you do with your hands? What did you do with your feet? What did you do with your body? I want you to pose like that, to move like that, and to look around the room and to see what other sorts of things are coming alive for people. Like shake off those chains, start to celebrate, start to affirm who you are and who we are and what's possible together. Yeah. Feel that in your body. Now, as we do this, I'm going to share a piece to celebrate that goodness and that worthiness and the reclamation of that truth that we are good, we are worthy of love, no matter what experiences, no matter what stories our bodies hold. We can lean into this truer story, this most truthful story of who we are and what's possible together. So as you come to hold that energy close to yourself, maybe you want to hold it in your heart, wherever you are, as I read this piece called Good and Worthy of Love. A reminder of our body's goodness. I often tried to run from my body because it didn't feel like a safe place to be. Yet no matter how I fight or punish my body, it still chooses to stay with me. As if it only ever wants my highest good and was purposefully made for me. As if love itself was stitched in it together, perfectly shaped for me. See, I didn't organize my organs, order my bones and hair to grow, or explain to my bowels, vessels, and veins where blood and air should flow. Without forcing me to believe, no need to perform or achieve, my body was there to care for me. And all I ever did was receive. My body pledges allegiance to the essence of my being, releasing what doesn't feed me and keeping all I need. If I hug myself, my body hugs back even tighter. Every time I take a breath, my chest opens even wider. I will stop looking for excuses not to be loved, because if this doesn't speak to an infinitely loving intent, I don't know what does. I'm grateful for this body, for it is divine, sacred, and godly. I will listen to his gentle whisper, so I need not shout so loudly. I am good, I am worthy of love, I am good, I am worthy of love. I am good, I am worthy of love, I am good, I am more than enough. I invite y'all to say that with me. I'll say it, and then I'll invite you to repeat after me. I am good, I am worthy of love, I am good, I am worthy of love.
I am good, I am worthy of love, I am good, I am worthy of love.
I am good, I am worthy of love, I am good, I am more than enough.
I am good, I am worthy of love, I am good, I am more than enough.
Your worth is never an effort, nor earned but adorned. When you were born, it was inherent and apparent from the womb when you were formed. Perhaps this is something you've never been told or never felt, but I'm here to help you tell yourself until you feel it in every cell of yourself. And although this is the truth, the most beautiful truth I could ever give you, it is true not because I wrote it, but because it's written within you. You are immeasurably lovable, every single inch of you. You have an intricate system dedicated to defending you. Every softened edge and scar is hard won. You may not believe in miracles, but I'm here to tell you, you are one. Will you stop looking for excuses not to be loved? Because if this doesn't speak to an infinitely loving intent, then I don't know what does. There is beauty in your body. It is divine, sacred, and godly. Will you listen to its whispers so we need not shout so loudly? You are good, you are worthy of love. 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 Say that. I need you to, this time, we said it to ourselves the first time. This time I want to invite you to find somebody. Because there are days when even though we may say this, we may think this, we may not actually feel it, right? And we need help. We rise as high as we lift others. So I want to invite you all to lift someone else up and to turn to them and remind them of this truth. They may or may not even believe themselves. Find somebody, even if it's 2 or 3. So repeat after me. You are good, you are worthy of love. 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 The second time, you are good, you are worthy of love. You are good, you are more than enough.
You are more than enough.
You are good, you are more than enough.
Yes.
Almost there, almost there.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I don't want to cut it short. The hugs. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Yeah. Okay, last piece here. The body is our best friend. No matter how many times we neglected or disrespected, everything it ever did was to keep us safe and protected without question. So much time invested trying to turn the body into what it already is, good and worthy of love. Goodness moves with a boundlessness. So much goodness surrounds us and abounds so much, it's bound to be found deep down in us. More than empty rhetoric or pretty aesthetic, goodness is where we come from and where we're all headed. Goodness is our essence, our natural state of being, our default setting. Our goodness will grow and overflow and spread if we let it. My body, your body, our bodies are not meant to be discarded. Our Mother Earth birthed bodies to be fed, bodies to be watered. All that we are is to be held in love and honored. We can stop looking for excuses not to be loved, because if this does not speak to an infinitely loving intent, then I don't know what does. We can be grateful for this body. It is divine, sacred, and godly. When we listen to its whispers, so we need not shout so loudly. This time, let's all say it together. There's something powerful and transformative that happens when we lift our voices together as one. So I'm going to say it, and I invite you all to say it after me. We are good, we are worthy of love. We are good, we are worthy of love.
We are good, we are worthy of love. We are good, we are worthy of love.
We are good, we are worthy of love. We are good, we are more than enough.
We are good, we are worthy of love. We are good, we are more than enough.
Thank you all so much. Invite you all back to your seats. We just want to have a couple of moments of processing that experience. So, I want to invite you all to think about how that felt, going through those different transitions as we were moving across the room, right? What you felt, where you felt it. And as I give you time to kind of process and to think about what that experience was like for you, I want to share why it's important for me to hold those types of spaces. Because growing up, I didn't always feel safe in my body. I had experiences that made me feel unsafe in my body because of what happened, because of my environment. And so I learned how to escape into my head. I said I'm a master escape artist. Right? I could find all these ways to escape, whether it was just in my imagination, whether it was through food or whether it was through social media, internet, just anything could become a distraction, and it help I could show up disembodied, right? Just living in my head. And then when I go to school and get involved in the world of academia and education, I've come to learn how we over-intellectualize things. It's always about saying the right thing or writing the right thing, but we don't tap into the wisdom and healing and resilience in our bodies. Right? And the more work I've done in spiritual communities and connected to my ancestry, connected to the earth, I realize how important it is for us to have practices and rituals where we're reclaiming this embodiment. Because there's so much in our bodies. Our bodies are always talking to us, but we're not always listening. All right? And I've learned that there's things my body's telling me that are really beautiful and really helpful. Maybe there's things that I picked up when I was younger that are no longer helpful, but there's lots of things that I've inherited that are really helpful. We talk about transgenerational trauma, right? That passed on from generation to generation. We don't always talk about transgenerational healing, transgenerational resilience, right? And so I want to invite some space to tap into what does your body tell you going through these exercises, right? Before we get into the writing, it always has to be, for me, it always has to be rooted and grounded in embodiment. Otherwise, it's not going to be as powerful as it can be. We're not accessing our whole selves, our full selves, right? So I want to create space for that. But I want to hear back just from a couple of people. What was this experience like for you? Maybe you can even be. I want y'all to be radically honest with me. You can even be like, "Hey, I hated it. It was so uncomfortable. It was awkward. I don't like to do stuff like this," or whatever it was for you. I want you to have the space to share that back, just from like 2 or 3 people. Who's willing to share?
I think for me, I always resist, the more playful stuff, or it's not, like I'm too serious, or it's not manly enough, or it's vulnerable.
Yeah.
Like what you said, I think. But once I do that, start doing that, it becomes more comfortable, and I realize that it's necessary. I do yoga and stuff, so I know what movement can do for you. But it's more structured sometimes. So the more playful stuff, I actually took a nap yesterday during soul play, so that's
Nice.
But
Your body needs.
but then I think I've had trouble loving myself or acknowledging that I need that, but I'll look for it in all the wrong places, that's for sure. But when you're looking into another man's eyes, that's some serious stuff. So you're looking into the soul, and it's actually even a little bit challenging for me to stay into that eye gaze because it's like they're seeing me for who I really am, and that's not. I know who I am, but I also know that and through the mantras, it was good to affirm that I am loved, and that I can show love for another man, and to be open to that, because I need that. I think part of the reason why I do try to find love in all the wrong places is that I haven't often accepted it or found it, embraced it in the right places, like through the divine or through other friends and men especially. So.
Thank you. How many? Did I say it right? How many? Hanene. Saying Panini helped me remember it. It rhymes. Yeah. New words. In poetry world, poetry circles, we snap sometimes when we hear something we like. So if you see me snapping, it's not like hurry up or anything like that. It's like, no, I dig it. I'm loving it. I'm vibing. So if I do that, that's what that means. Yeah. Anybody else? A couple of folks?
I say that I follow my instinct in coming to this workshop, and if I'm healthy, my instinct's always right. And I'm an instinctual type and body type, and I'm moving around. That's nice. And what was really nice is this moving around, and that message you had, I'm worthy of love, and that's huge for guys. That's huge for us. And then I ran into this guy, Mark, who I don't know what we're doing, and then I found out that his good buddy is a mentor, my mentor that started me leading writing retreats for men. And Don had emailed me or texted me and said, you need to meet Mark, So Mark, you need to be Brian, we met right here.
Yeah.
So the powerful.
That's that.
I came in here expecting the next program.
It's okay.
It took me a couple minutes to catch up and well, as usual, I'm here for a reason. This has always been uncomfortable, and the more I do it, the more I meet myself at 10 or 11. And right now, I can't fucking sit still. Come on, go some more.
Yeah. We're gonna get some more. We need some more, for sure. Yeah, right on. Shout out to that. Shout out to that. No, I love that. I love that. So hopefully we can dig a little bit deeper, go into some more. This is a regular practice of mine, like creating spaces like these, and especially for myself too, because again, I have that training from when I was younger, and even from the larger culture. Right, to be disembodied, to be disconnected. I think we have to have an active, intentional practice of communal spaces and embodied spaces. One of my mentors and teachers who I always like to shout out because I am who I am, because of those who've gone before me and my mentors. One of my biggest mentors is Resma Minicum. Oh, yeah. He's a black psychotherapist. He's actually based in the Twin Cities. He wrote a book called My Grandmother's Hands, Healing from Racialized Trauma. And so I highly recommend that book, highly recommend his work. He's one of the first people who introduced me to deepening this work of embodiment. He actually calls it somatic abolitionism. Yeah. So tap in if you can, definitely tap in. But he talks about the need for us to reconnect with our bodies to heal, because our bodies hold stories. There's traumatic stories, but there's also healing stories. And so how do we work through that? And so this embodiment work is one of the ways, and the writing, I pair it with writing. So I do what I call body mapping. I'm just listening to my body, figuring out, mapping what's going on. There's patterns and cycles and seasons of stories in our bodies, and we can kind of track that, pay attention to that. I use writing as a tool to track that in the practice. Okay, what's going on? Or I had this experience, how can I process this experience? And so we're gonna get into some of that today. We're gonna do a couple of writing practices that are connected to the body-centered work. So the first thing I need to ask you to do, hopefully you have something to write on and to write with. And if not, maybe the power of the village takes the village, so maybe we can gather pens and paper and make it happen. Let's see. I have any
Go out and get some out there.
Yeah. Maybe we can grab something outside. I think that'd be amazing. Yeah. Right on. Even if it's just like a scrap paper too.
Would it be bad to write on our phones?
I think we can allow that. I'll allow it. No, it's all good. Yeah.
There's enough room.
Yeah. Yep. That's good. That'll be enough.
Backside of my propaganda.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? Anybody else need a little stretch?
Sure.
I'll take that and the front.
You have another one?
Hey, there we go. Shout out to that. Right on. That's exactly what we need.
Thank you. So smart. There'll be no more t-shirts available. There's three out there now. Come Yeah. T-shirts are free now. Most of us.
I'll be working from
Oh, okay. Back to your name tag.
Whatever you Phil, do you have another sheet? You got something? Perfect.
Yeah. Right on my name tag.
So this is one of the exercises that I created years ago. I've done this at least a bajillion times. You can totally steal this from me and use this. It feels good for you. But it's called lightning poetry. And so it's a game. It's a little bit of a competition, but it's like friendly, playful competition with yourself and the clock more than anything. It's not really against each other. but it's giving yourself the opportunity to be as creative as you can within a short amount of time. So lightning poetry, just 3 easy steps. 3 easy steps to lightning poetry. So the first step is, as a group, we're gonna come up with what we wanna write about for the next few minutes here. Sometimes I'll choose it myself, but I'm feeling like I want us to come up with it together as a group. What's something that you feel we all can write about? Just like one word or a short phrase. What's something you think would be generative for us?
Same generations.
Yeah.
Oh, those are getting interconnected. Yeah, generational legacy. Yeah.
Healing.
Yeah. Let's do legacy because I think that connects with generations, like future generations. So let's write legacy at the top of our page. So that's the first step, is choosing that subject that you're going to write about. Legacy. The second step is, as a group, we're going to come up with 7 words that come to mind when we think about that word. What I always tell people is, you're an expert of your own experience. So there's no right or wrong. I'm not going to say, you're wrong. Like, whatever you feel or think around legacy or anything that we're talking about, that's your lived experience. You feel how you feel. Right? I feel like, and in the spiritual context, like God, the Most High, Spirit is big enough to hold whatever we're holding. Sometimes we get like really judgmental. We're like, I'm not feeling the right way. I'm not thinking the right way. Whatever I'm holding is, we get hypercritical. And that inner voice, the inner critic, can be pretty rampant sometimes. But I want to try to quiet that as much as possible. Whatever you think, whatever you feel, when you think about legacy, what comes to the surface for you? We're just going to say it out loud, popcorn style, because we're all going to use the same words. So, what do we got? 7 words. We're going to come up with 7 words as a collective. Future. Right on. So we'll put that one down. Future. Challenges. Gift. Mystery. Soul.
Stream.
What was that?
Stream. Okay.
STREAM.
Yes.
Others.
Others. That's our 7 words right there. Yeah, I'll say them again just in case we missed any. So legacy, we have future, challenges, gift, mystery, soul, stream, and others. Say it one more time, just in case. Future, challenges, gift, mystery, soul, stream, others. So the third and final step to lightning poetry is we're going to write a poem, a story, or a song using all 7 of these words. The challenge is I'm going to time us. I'm going to set a timer, but here's the thing. I'll give you a little cheat code, a little bit of a wiggle room, is you can use forms of the word. So for instance, you can say challenging or challenger, right? You can add prefixes, suffixes, or ing, change things to past tense, present tense, future tense. So you can play around, and there's some malleability there. You can alter the word slightly, but try to stick to the root word if you can. And then the other thing is, I always tell folks is, you don't have to rhyme unless you want to. I like to rhyme because I grew up with Tupac and Dr. Seuss. Like that's just my, I'm a rhymesmith. That's my thing. But there's some beautiful poetry out there that doesn't rhyme, right? And it doesn't even have to be a poem. It could also be a song. It could be a story. When I teach my classes on the oral tradition and the literary tradition of poetry, it actually started as an oral tradition, and there would be no rap if not for poetry. Poetry and rap are interconnected. Rap, I always say rap is R-A-P, rhythmic American poetry. Right? The first rappers were in the even as far back as like the 30s during the Harlem Renaissance. Like Langston Hughes would do poetry over like a jazz band, a live jazz band, and they weren't calling it hip hop. He was just doing poetry over live music. Right? It wasn't until like the 70s and 80s that they started to talk about rap and hip hop. With poets doing stuff over live instrumentation. So it can be a poem, it could be a song, it could be a story, but the key here is for it to be an authentic expression of who you are in relationship to what we're writing about, in relationship to legacy. So I'm gonna set my timer on my phone for 3 minutes. You got 3 minutes, and you have to try to use all of those 7 words Don't worry about spelling or grammar. You're not getting graded. Just have fun. Just challenge yourself. See how creative you can be in this amount of time. If you haven't already started, get set, go. About a minute and a half left. Halfway there. I think I see a light bulb going off over a couple of people's heads. Less than a minute left. Just because it's fun, I like to do the countdown. Little playful pressure. Y'all can count down with me if you want to. 10 seconds here. Got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So first and foremost, just make some noise for yourselves. Get up for yourselves. People trying that. So I always say it's not about perfection, it's about participation, right? And it's like practice. It's not about perfection, it's about the practice of it, right? So some of y'all might be like, Joe Davis, like I need some more time. I'm like, good. That's the whole key. That's a big part of it. Is sometimes we don't even know how to get started, right? We have all these blocks in our heads and in our bodies. We don't even know how to get started. But this is an example of how to gamify something, to make it fun and playful and a little bit of competition, a little bit of a challenge. But ultimately, it's just creating the container for you to do it, for you to get started. And now that you got started, maybe you have something beautiful and brilliant, or maybe you just have the beginning of something that you want to come back to, that you want to continue to edit and refine and craft. But we at least got started, right? Sometimes people say, I'm not creative, I don't have the time, I don't have the space. We just did this in 3 minutes. You all created something, right? And I would love if we can at least get a couple of people to share what they wrote. But the whole point of it, I at least want to leave with you, is that we were able to do it and we did it together. Sometimes even having that support of a community, right? We came up with those words. Sometimes it's hard to come up with words by yourself or to have a direction and a flow. We were able to hold that space together and at least begin to generate something creative and around something that's particularly meaningful. So I would love to hear back from the voices in the room. A couple folks, yeah. Okay, remind me your name again.
What?
Your name?
My name is Dan.
Dan, okay, so I host a lot of open mics, and whenever anybody shares, it's not easy. You're bearing part of your soul, part of your story, so we want to make sure that you are honored and affirmed in your sharing. So could y'all please help me honoring and affirming Dan? Just make some noise, clap it up.
Are you ready? Are we sitting still? Okay, my teacher challenges the gifts I think I have in exchange for the gifts of the mystery of my soul that streams into the flow of my love of the other.
Let's go, Dan. Anybody want to shout back to Dan something that touched them, that was meaningful for them? I already heard something, woo, yeah, like that. I love when that kind of happens, right? Spontaneously. But anybody want to say particularly any phrases or words or anything at all?
Can you read it again?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Ready? Okay, here we go. My teacher challenges the gifts I think I have in exchange for the gifts of the mystery of my soul that streams into the flow of the love of others.
Yeah. Anything you want to share back?
I'd like to thank you brought a teacher into it. Took another person to make it happen.
I resonated with how it went to the end for others. That was beautiful. Cool. Inner work. Move on, please, sir.
I like the exchange of the gifts I think I have, the gifts of my soul.
And it sounded like a sorceress or a she devil until you turned it around at the end. She doesn't want love.
Yeah. Thank you again, Dan. Appreciate you. Yeah, right on. We got a couple others. I think I saw you go over here. Yeah. Clarence? Is it? Can we please give some love? Give some
All right, here we go. Future is history as mystery. My soul is a stream in this mystery. My challenge every day as I pray that I don't fall from grace. I run from no other than myself as I try to deny the impact history, next page, has on me. I'm in its grip, I cannot resist, as it insists on being known.
Well, one of my favorite moments in these readings is when you hear like multiple people say, as if it was choreographed. Like no one got the minute you're supposed to say it right here in this part, right? But I think my theory of that is that it's this truth, right? The truth that you shared resonates with the truth inside someone else, and it kind of this vibration, right? This reverberation that kind of overflows. So anybody want to touch on that a little bit, or what it was that you felt connected with, that resonated with you from what was shared?
I run from none other than myself.
Yeah. That hit.
Was it something like insist on being known?
Yes.
Yeah. So many things were like that.
Yeah.
Being known.
Did you reread that?
Want to reread it?
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
All right. Here we
That
go.
double click. Double tap. Yeah.
Future is history as a mystery. My soul is a stream in this mystery. My challenge every day as I pray that I don't fall from grace as I run this race from no other than myself as I try to deny the impact history has on me. I'm in its grip, I cannot resist, as it insists on being known.
Yeah, right. Give it up one more time.
is it? Cysts. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His history is mystery. That's beautiful.
Right? Yeah. You want to share yours? I saw Bill over here. You want to share yours too?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll go right here, then we'll go right here. Yeah. Boom. All right, we gotta give some love and support. Oh, let's go. Come on, Bill.
All right. Future, whoops, hang on.
Take your time. Breathe through it.
That's
You got
part of it. Future. I'm moved already.
I thought the rules were use few words. Now I'm using more words.
Oh, however you want to move through it. You're good. Yeah.
Future mystery. Mystery future. That's it. Mystery future. Challenged soul. Gifts. Legacy stream.
I love that you wove it together with like, because poetry is about kind of the economy of words, right? It's not brevity for the sake of brevity, but for the sake of like getting to the essence, the heart of what we want to say. So I can make meaning of that. I found a flow in that. Yeah. Right on.
And it came with facial embodiment. The question in the poem came with the question on the face. It was gorgeous. Alignment.
Yeah. Let's get over what's up today. That's part of the art form too, is like the intentionality and purpose in not only what we write, but how we deliver it, the facial expressions, the body movement, how that is all like communicating something, all expressing a part of ourselves. So, yeah. There you go. Remind me, Nate, your name again? Steve. Give me some love and support to Steve.
From the bubbling brook, I entered the stream, meeting others along the way. Our pasts were different, yet we entered the mystery of our futures united. Our souls entwined. To meet the challenges together is the gift.
You want to share back? Affirmation?
Bubbling brook right from the beginning. Beautiful.
Yeah. Meeting the challenges together is the gift. I love that piece, how it resolved, how it came together and punctuated with like this unified effort, this unified intention.
Can I give it a go?
Please, yeah. Let's give some love and support here.
Our enduring legacies, the historical rotisserie, challenging messily, gifting capacity, many souls, creativity, streaming abundantly for others, future and infinite mystery.
Anybody want to offer back?
I need words. I just love the delivery.
Embodiment, thank you. Environment. Yes, environment is the word.
I dig it. Yeah.
There's all sensuality, baby.
The flow.
Definitely a flow. From the stage to the stage.
The flow was beautiful.
Yeah. Well, I hope we can continue to practice this. I know we're actually getting close to our time here, but there was actually a couple more things I wanted to do, but I at least want to close this out with a couple of notes. So one is like a heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you all for being fully present and for taking the risk, for challenging yourselves, challenging each other, and then showing up, because this type of work isn't always easy. Sometimes it's kind of weird, kind of awkward and uncomfortable. We all been sticking with it through the whole time, so can we just give it up for that? Yeah. So for me, my definition of art and being an artist is probably a lot broader than many. I look at it as anything that we do with intentionality and purpose and creativity. And I feel that if we are created in the image and likeness of a creator, of the creator, then we also are creators, right? Because if an elephant has a baby, what is that baby? It's an elephant, right? If a giraffe has a baby, what is that baby? Giraffe. If a creator has children, what are those children? We are creators. We are creators. We get to create each and every day, right? Sometimes we forget that because we have other people creating for us. And so when I'm teaching my students, like I just got back from working at the youth correctional facility with youth who are incarcerated, right? And I would say, if you want to talk about liberation, talk about it with some kids who are locked up, right? You want to talk about creativity, talk about it with some kids who've had that stripped away from them. When we talk about how you got to tell your own story, because if you don't tell it, someone else is going to tell it for you,
Right.
and you might not like it, right? So how are we moving through life with intentionality, with purpose, and with this creativity, right? This is this co-creation, this divine dance that we get to partake in. We're all a part of it. Sometimes we forget, though. We can go into autopilot, disembodiment, disconnection, distraction. We have these weapons of mass distraction connected to us, right? But how do we instead turn towards tools of connection, towards tools of creation, towards tools of liberation? That's what this is about for me, is holding the space for that, creating the space for that more often. And so, yeah, please.
How old are you chronologically, and how old is your soul?
I keep hearing people keep saying that. I don't know. I just listen, right? I'm just following the spirit, right? That's what it's about for me. It's following that creative spirit. And we all have that. We all have that capacity within us. There was a couple more practices that I wanted to share as far as writing and embodiment. But what I will say is, if you want to stay connected with me, you can tap in at Joe Davis Poetry on any social media. Just tap in Joe Davis Poetry on like Instagram and Facebook and the Twitter X or whatever they got going on over there. Like I'm on there too. I'm on all the things. So it's Joe Davis Poetry or joedavispoetry.com. And I like to offer these practices to people in multiple capacities. I talk a lot about it online. I do a lot of stuff online, but also in person. I can come to your spaces as well. This is what I do full time as an artist. Live in Minneapolis, Minnesota, but I travel all across the country. So I'd be more than happy to come to your congregation, your school, your community space, your business, and teach some of these practices. For me, it's all about rooting and grounding in spiritual, mental, emotional well-being, right? Through the arts. The art is a catalyst for that. And so, like I said, I wanted to try to squeeze in a couple more, but we don't really have time for that. But just want to express some gratitude. And also, I don't want to forget, I'm going to have a sign-up sheet for people if they want to get a signed copy of any of my books, because I sold out of them. So these are 2 of them. I have 1 more. And if you want to get a signed copy, you can just put your name and your email, and I'll connect with you after this conference and just send you like a link, or you can choose which book you want. You can purchase it, and then I'll send you a signed copy. Or you can always just order these books on Amazon or Barnes & Noble, or wherever books are sold. Yeah, I think that's our time. But again, thank you so much. I feel like we got to do a closing. Before we go.
One quick question. You started by saying, I don't write for a living. I
write for my life.
I write for my life. Okay.
Yeah, I don't write for a living.
And all of ours too, brother. Thank you. Over to you.
Yeah, absolutely. We're an expression of each other. We're a reflection of each other. So, with this last piece, I want to invite us to stand up. So there's a refrain to this poem. I shared this poem in my council circle earlier, but I feel like it fits this space as well. As I talk about that divine creative force, right, that spark, I say we all got the spark, I just came to fan the flame. And so this piece is called God is Within Us. You gotta say it slow like that. You get extra credit bonus points if you say it with me. I'm gonna find it here, so I
want the bonus points.
But it goes like this. You can repeat after me. God is within us. The source of all light and life and love. The creator of the universe. The one word to one chapter to one verse to birth heaven and earth. Before and after. The first breath to stretch across a dark abyss, to part a kiss, pressed against the empty lips of existence. God is within us. Beyond the lips, beyond the script, beyond description of words and worlds, and awestruck wonder under every movement of heart or blood or lungs or every secret change whispered down the infinite ear of mystery. God is within us.